And I'm going to see if Kenny will also take over the emailing list from tonight. So if you put private beta in the subject line, I'm going to ask him to take all of those and sign you up.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's a great way to get our contact list too.
Yeah, exactly. So Kenny does a variety of things, Sherry, and I would be happy to show you on another call because I have to share a different computer with you.
Yeah, that'd be great because a lot of people need that right now for job searching.
Absolutely.
For my mentees.
Well,
huge.
yes, for your mentees and yourself, we could schedule something next week. Sure.
Awesome. That's amazing. Oh, hi. I see Muntaza. Adiola. Welcome.
Hey, ladies. How's it going?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Good.
And is everybody at their normal locale, or are they somewhere different today? Where are you guys tuning in from? Hi, Olga.
Hi, Olga.
Hi, Olga.
Hi, ladies. So good to see you all.
Yeah, wonderful to see you. Oh, yes. We see a hi from Adiola. Anything fun so far happening in February while we have a couple minutes? Fun things, different. Who's watching the Olympics? Oh, okay.
What's your favorite event?
Honestly, I'm enjoying watching different things this year. I get so tired, like being in figure skating my whole life and career. It's very hard to listen to the horrible commentating. I've had to actually switch over to like European commentating of the sport because the American commentators, I mean, bless their hearts, but yeah, they don't know what they're saying right now, which is so sad. I miss Dick Button a lot.
Understand.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Super Bowl. That was amazing. Okay, I see a lot more people hopping on here too.
I'll give it a couple minutes.
Hi, Monica. I also see.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you, Carol. Also good to see you. All the note takers, welcome. We have to be nice to our AI. They'll remember this one day.
I do see
this.
I have some good news to share. So I talked to Ray from Tech Innovation because I was looking at the advisory board and I noticed that I didn't know anyone from California or Arizona on the advisory board. So I had a conversation with her like, hey, how are these things being figured out? Because I should at least know somebody on the board. So she tried to tell me how they figured out whatever. And then I also talked about the same thing about IWD. She was like, oh, somebody name with a B. I don't know her name. She's like, oh, she got the money. I'm like, well, I don't know who this person is. And I'm like, so there's still funds available. So luckily I got $200 to do IWD event. So me and Monica will be planning that shortly.
Yay. Good way to go out and make that happen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, I just got a notification today that IO, the big, conference, is the 19th through the 20th of May again. I just thought it was coincidental that tonight we're meeting, which is where all this started, really, for me.
Yeah, it is like full circle moment.
I'm still wondering. It feels like we won't get any probably access this year. That's what it feels to me like. And I already got myself into Google Cloud Next through educational discount. It was cheaper than anybody else, so it was like 600 something. But for Google I/O, I start figuring out other paths, ladies, like getting close to the learn from Google experts, because if you work with them, you become one of them, then you get all the perks of being a Google I/O. And so I found local Indianapolis group, so I'll be getting like, hey, mentor me. I want to be one of them. So, and to me, it's like, it's probably going to be the only way to get to Google I/O from now on, given the current. So I don't know what you all think about any other like way to get in.
Yeah, not that I know of. I mean, they shared one coupon code, but yours was better than that one. So I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, we'll keep asking, you know, but
For
keep
IO,
our ears open for IO. Yeah.
yeah. So if you're a GDG organizer, you'll get a ticket.
Organizer. Got it.
Yes. hmm
So you don't have to be expert. You can actually be organizer. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a GDG, group organizer. Yeah.
Can you be co-organizer? Like, is there any limit into how many organizers can be per group? Need to find out.
There can be more than one. There can be several. It just depends on the group. Yeah, as long as you're active and yeah.
Well, Carol, you may have saved my next year Google I/O.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome. Yeah. So, she also told me that you talked to her as well, Alexis. How did that go with you?
Yeah, that was actually one of the things I wanted to update. I
Oh.
had a great call, and yeah, you hit it right on the head. We're like on the same wavelength. And she, I showed her what we're doing, what we want to do for the summit specifically, and she's going back to her team, and they're going to be looking at not just partnering with us, but how to like bring HQ into the fold more with what they're doing. So there's less overlap. That was my concern. I don't want to have a job board in two places or, you know, like things like that. It should be wherever people have the most eyes that can see it. Of course, that's the best to help as many of ourselves as possible. And, but we will hear back from them this week. And my hope is that we will have some sort of fiscal or monetary sponsorship commitment from them for the summit to happen. And then we'll be able to start to meet, which I have a planning committee info that you can click on now if you want to talk more about it at the end of February. But we're going to have a meeting to go over because their team can also help fundraise with us to bring in bigger sponsors as well. So we really tried, I really tried to put olive branch out and say, this is what we're doing. We'd love for you guys to be, you know, part of this with us. We still want to keep it ourselves running like we are. And they really liked that element. And she understood the reason why. Because we just don't want to be worried about being sold off again and starting all over. But it was an excellent call.
Maybe we should start getting a calendar together with all these events because
yeah, we've got I did add to our bit.ly, I'll just share it real quick here. I updated all the links. As long as you save the bit.ly that I put in the side, that Ambassador HQ bit.ly, if you save that every month, I'll make sure those links are updated. And if there's anything new that needs to be added, we could update it there. But that way we just have one place to look for now. But that is where you can sign up to be a part of the planning committee if you want. And there's a lot more details. I'm just waiting to hear back from them, what they're really confirming and committing to. But hopefully we'll know that in the next couple of days. But it will be in the newsletter. So there's a lot of really good, exciting things. Last comment, because I know I'm running into the time, is the timeline to really give us enough to raise. We probably are looking for like a September or October date for the summit.
makes sense.
Yes.
I love the new
Understand.
logo. It's absolutely beautiful. Bridge
Thank you, Sherry.
Builder Summit 2026. Oh my God. It's beautiful.
Sherry helped because I had pulled some art that I thought was really pretty and colorful and dreamy and like all about the future and just kind of this ethereal feeling of like, well, this is our Renaissance, right? We're going to make this a positive thing. And there was only one female figure in it.
Oh,
And so of course, Sherry's like, can we have a little more diversity? I'm like, absolutely. So I had AI Gemini help me work on it.
that's terrific.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yay, that's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
And then the golden rings are, they symbolize our bridge builder, because that's what it's all about, building bridges together. And it's across all programs. And yeah, no, it turned out really good. Go Gemini.
mhm. Yes, I love it.
Or is it Nano Banana? I think it's Nano Banana in Gemini.
Or Gemini and Nano Banana. It's so confusing.
So yeah, it's exciting. There'll be
Okay, I'm gonna
stuff
I'm gonna
coming.
get
I'm
started.
gonna pass the baton back. Yes.
Oh no, go ahead, Alexis. You go ahead and finish up, then I'll introduce Liz, and then we'll get started with your
Oh,
announcements.
no, perfect. That's it. That's the main one.
Okay. Okay, cool. Like, hello. Let's say ladies and gentlemen. I'm so used to saying that. Hello, ladies. Tonight we have our great presenter. Her name is Liz Meyers. She's a creative technologist, a developer advocate, she's AI engineer, ex-Googler, and an ex-Amazon Alexis. She has a great tool that she designed herself. I'm excited to hear about it. And if you love to travel, this will be a great tool for you.
Thank you, Sherry. Let's get started, everybody. So while I'm bringing up my slides, if you wouldn't mind, why don't you put in the chat what languages you speak? This is all about voice and learning some new words and practice speaking them in real situations. I'm going to start sharing and give you another special offer today. 1 second.
I thought you were talking about coding languages.
Foreign languages.
In other presentations, coding languages, but today we're talking about human languages: German, Spanish, French, Dutch, Portuguese, Italian, speaking of the Olympic Games. So I'm here today to show you my latest project, LingoWise, and this is live today at LingoWise.ai. But before we go there, and I give you a real good demo and walkthrough of everything there, I want to make a special offer to this group today. So here's the offer, and don't worry, this will come back, but if you want to screenshot it real quickly, that's great. Send me an email at this address and put in the subject line, please, private beta. That way my assistant, Kenny, can pick it up and get you into the program. So LingoWise is your personal tutor, helping you learn new words from the local environment, learn to pronounce them, and practice speaking them and building your confidence doing so. So I had this vision where you're sitting on a plane like this, and you were able to fix this situation. Let me share with you, maybe you're like me. You like to go to new places, and sometimes you even get the guidebook. And you see that there's some new phrases in the back. And for me, this was Portuguese. I'd never been to Portugal. And so I started looking at the pictures, picked up the book, and then I ran out of time right before I left to do anything with the book. So, like many people I know, I threw it in my luggage and carried it around with me. But that is not the best way to learn the handy phrases and new vocabulary. So I envisioned a system where I could flip through on my laptop or my phone unfamiliar words and short phrases and get a taxi or ask for the bill, connect to the locals better, and have a better time. Now, in this version of LingoWise, there are 4 applications actually in the ecosystem, and we're going to look at 2 of them today. The first is the web app that I mentioned, and the second is Lingo Clip, an extension for Chrome that allows you to clip words from web pages. You might be reading in German, you might be reading in French or Spanish, and you want to save the words you look up so they don't disappear, and you can work with them and commit them to memory, and then practice using them in a real conversation. After this evening's presentation, I have to go straight back to work on Lingo Snap, which is a mobile app that leverages the camera on your phone to capture words in the wild. Think signage, think menus, think you're reading a book in bed or a pamphlet you were given in your hotel room at night, and you just want to scan a few words and look them up and save them to LingoWise. You will be able to do that. And Lingo lore is a bit of fun in my email. You'll find out what that's about if you send me an email and I send you one back. It's a little bit of marketing in the footer and shares the etymology of words and leads back to LingoWise. Now, what turned the light bulb on that the way I wanted to make the product was going to work was a conference I attended last October led by Jason Meyers. And you know, since we've just been talking about travel and budget, I flew myself there and joined the Web AI conference. And I was so glad I did, because I had no idea that browser-based AI was really so possible. And I met really great people at the conference too. And when I got home, I thought to myself, I wonder if those benefits that Jason described were really fact, you know, or fiction. So I started prototyping. And I was thinking about the benefits for LingoWise. So let me just recap what I learned at the conference. If you're using a model like Gemma in your mobile phone, let's say the mobile app I'm building now, you have your data is always private on your local device. So that's point number one. Point number two is it's fast. It's very low latency because you're not making requests up to the cloud. And three is a little bit obvious. It goes with you wherever you are, including the local markets. So if you forget the word for, I don't know, carrots, you can look it up right there and carry on with your conversation. And of course, it's free to use because you're not calling the cloud services. So zero cost is very attractive to most people. But I got to thinking, you know, if I'm not using Gemini in the cloud, is it really so capable? Will it be able to give me quality translations? And the answer to that is yes, with a caveat. We wrote a special algorithm to get actually better quality translations from Google Translate and from the local model, which will become clearer to you in just a couple slides. So these were the benefits that I saw for LingoWise. Now, in order to appreciate the demo and to learn something this evening, I need to give you a little primer in speech tech. I've been working in speech tech for the last 10 years, as Sherry mentioned. I was at Google. I was a leading developer advocate for Amazon Alexa. And their, you know, voice UI was brand new and was kind of cool, but it was very scripted and it was very specific. So this is so much better, just being able to talk to AI. But let me go over what happens here, because not everybody knows that. Not everybody has delved into making skills for ALEXA, which is listening right over here. So let me say that when I demo this now, you'll see some indicators at the bottom, and I'll point them out as to whether we are working online or whether we're working in the browser alone. Tonight, we're going to work online, so I can show you that use case. And then when we get the mobile app finished, you'll be able to work with LingoWise right in your phone, your device, locally. So when I speak during the demo, that's TTS, or text to speech. And tonight, we're going to be contacting Google's neural network. And most of the delivery of messages in voice form or spoken form is built into browsers like Chrome and Firefox and even Safari. All you have to do is give permissions and you're hearing the text messages spoken. So that's kind of a no-brainer. And then we go up in complexity a little bit. STT is speech to text. That means when I speak German, it's recognized, translated into text, or transcribed, I should say, into text. And that's how the AI knows what I just said. And this happens kind of auto-magically in the browser too. Where things got interesting with my experiments and prototyping was in the translation. Obviously, I'm using Google Translate in the cloud, as I said earlier. But on device, I'm using a model by Facebook called Embark 50. The 50 stands for the 50 languages that are built into it. And you can actually walk around offline and I've disconnected my computer and I've gone offline and gotten translations for all the languages, quality translations for all the languages you'll see tonight, the 6 I mentioned. Tonight, we are not going to do OCR, but this is what I talked about with mobile. We are going to be able to take a picture or scan an image or text and pull translations right out of that, and that's optical character recognition. And I'm using Google Vision in the cloud for this and Tesseract locally on device. Again, that's for another time. We're going to just focus on the conversational aspects tonight, not the character recognition. And then when I was testing and prototyping, I wanted to know if what Jason was really saying was true. Could you really do everything I wanted in LingoWise, both locally and in the cloud? And so in the cloud tonight, we're going to see Gemini. And then when I get the mobile app done, it will be Gemma 2B. Now, I presented to the Google Developer Group in Minneapolis, and the title of my talk there was Web AI, Magic or Myth. And here are my findings. All of the things on the left work brilliantly, both in the cloud and on device. The one exception at this point in time is chatting back and forth with the AI. And that is why I'm going to demo the chat aspect of this tonight online with you here while I have laptops and everything open. Now, the good news about my use case, if you think about it, is when you're traveling, let's say to Portugal, do you really plan to speak to your AI in your phone in order to practice your conversational skills? I thought not. I thought that for my use case, where the local people are the goal, you want to be able to connect and communicate with them. That's your living laboratory. So getting you ready for that point when the plane lands, where you collect new words and practice them, memorize them through flipping through your flashcards and hearing the native pronunciation in your earbuds, that's my use case. So for my use case, this was perfectly acceptable, no problem. Okay, we'll now jump over to the demo and let me show you how it works. So I'm still sharing, right? Right, everything looks good. Okay. So when you go to LingoWise.ai, this is what you'll see. And we'll just click on getting started and we'll sign back in. Now, I should say that sign in is just to facilitate moving to a Firebase subscription if you want to. You don't have to. And when you sign in the first time, all of your cards will be saved locally in IndexedDB within your browser. I'm in Chrome, by the way. So that's why I'm referring to IndexedDB, and everything is local. The only problem with that is, and I do warn about this on the website, if you clear your cache, you're going to lose your cards. Also, your cards will live on your device. And when you go to use your laptop, your tablet or your phone, another device, it won't pick up your cards. But if you subscribe and you have your Firebase database behind it, it will not only display on all of your devices, it actually picks up right where you left off. So you might be browsing through your cards at home and then have to go pick somebody up. And in the car while you're waiting, you open your phone and you carry on exactly where you left off. So that's the benefit of a subscription. So to get started with LingoWise, what I'd like to do, speaking of the Olympics, let me see if I can find the pack here I was using earlier. We've got the Winter Games. So
Il centro città.
let me show you what's here. We have 3 main areas to work with LingoWise. The first is Studio, where you build cards. And as you can see here, I've already started some of my cards and I can listen to them, like the city center.
Il centro città.
You heard that, right? I'm going to assume so, unless you jump
Yes, we
in
heard
there.
it.
Okay,
Yes.
cool, cool. So somebody give me a word, please, that you'd like to know related to the Olympics, and we'll find out what it's like in Italian.
Gold medal.
Gold medal, great one. The gold medal, super. And we'll just hit enter and we get the translation, hit enter again and we save the card and we can hear it right over here.
La medaglia d'oro.
La medaglia d'oro. That's kind of a mouthful. Somebody give me another one. Anybody? I'll do the bronze medal. I
Angel.
don't- What was that?
Winner.
Sorry,
Like a winner.
I still didn't hear that one.
WINNER.
Oh, winner, the winner. Got it. Alexa, stop. She's giving me a daily summary right in the middle of my presentation. Okay, so, oh, cool word.
Il vincitore.
Il vincitore.
Orru il vincitore.
Ah, okay, molto bene. So you can see that you can build up your own plaque. We also have the ability to import a PDF and extract all the foreign words out of there, the nouns, the ones that you want. It gives you a list. Would you like all of these words? You check or uncheck the ones you want, and you can build up a whole pack of 50 or 100 words right away. I maintain that the muscle memory here is really great for beginning to learn your words one at a time, but you do you. Then I think this is kind of a no-brainer for folks. We shuffle the cards and you can work through them just like a normal pack of flip cards, but with native pronunciation.
Il centro città.
Il centro città. And then if you set it correctly to yourself, you mark it right. Ski slopes, I don't know.
Le piste da sci.
La pista de sci, got it wrong. But when we get to the end of the pack, we'll go into rollover mode, you'll see it, and we'll only work on the ones that we missed or the don't knows. So you're always maximizing your time and you're gaining spaced repetition in this way. And you keep working through the ones that you don't know very well until you know them all. And then you can quiz yourself. And again, at the bottom,
Il bob.
at the bottom here, you can see that we're working in the cloud because it says Google TTS and the service is green, it's on, it's working. So that's a little bit of a status bar. Now, for the pièce de résistance, as we say in French, what you're doing all of this learning for is to be able to chat.
Buonasera, cosa ti piacerebbe fare oggi, parlando delle Winter Games Milano?
Oh my goodness, that is too fast for me. So I'm going to go over here and slow Alessandro down. There we go. Now, as you can tell, the cards actually provide the context for the conversation you're having with the AI. They provide context for you both. And he read through your cards and decided on his own, this is not scripted or programmed. He decided on his own that the subject of this conversation was the Winter Games. So this is very live and you can talk about anything you want based on the cards that you have made. Now, if you don't know what to chat about, or you want to try a scenario that is a little bit more, shall we say, it's got guardrails on so that anyone from a beginner to advanced person can interact like this. So if you're a beginner, you might want something like at the market.
Buonasera, cosa posso offrirle?
And you can tell that he's slowed down now because we adjusted that setting. And we can look through the fruits and vegetables and we can hear them.
La carota.
And if we just copy paste that into the box here, he will make a conversation around it. For speed and smoothness tonight, I'm not going to try to speak Italian because it's not my strongest language. My strongest language is German. So let me pop back over and show you a flow now for a beginner.
Guten Abend. Was darf es sein?
And I can go a little faster now at normal speed, David. Okay.
Hallo, wie geht es dir? Schön, dass du hier bist.
Gut, alles klar. Jetzt, heute Abend, was brauche ich? Ich brauche Tomaten. I need tomatoes. So let's see what kind of tomatoes he has. Ich brauche Tomaten. Welche Art gibt es heute? Okay.
Wir haben Kirschtomaten für 3,50 € die Schale und Fleischtomaten für 80 Cent das Stück. Welche Tomaten hätten Sie gern?
So you can see here right away that we have cherry tomatoes and we have beefsteak tomatoes. Now, the cool thing about this is apparently we already have cherry tomatoes saved. You can see that, and it's green. But this word is new to me. So he's working to stretch my vocabulary, and I'm going to click on that. And right away, I've made a card from the conversation itself, which is really cool.
Die Fleischtomaten.
So I've extended my vocabulary already. I think I'm going to get eine Schale of the, a little basket, a container of the cherry tomatoes. Geben Sie mir bitte eine Schale von den Kirschtomaten.
Sehr gern. Sonst noch etwas?
So what you're seeing here is tool calling. Gemini called a tool and put it in my proverbial basket. And right now we're having a lot of fun creating ancillary things over here on the right that support the conversation. I say things because it can vary. It can be, well, I'll show you in a minute one more. Let's wrap this one up and I'll give you that second demo. He said, sonst noch etwas. He's driving the conversation for the beginner and asking if you want anything else. I'll ask him for some carrots, just to spice things up a little tonight in our salad. Geben Sie mir bitte ein Bund Karotten. Und das ist alles. So I said, that's all. That's all I need. So there we go.
Ein Bund Karotten. Kommt sofort. Sonst noch etwas?
Nein, danke, das ist alles. Okay.
Alles klar. Das macht zusammen 5,70 €.
Okay, I'm going to tell him to keep the change so we can move on. Hier sind 6 €. Das stimmt so. Danke.
Do you want to pause for a second, Liz, and see if
Oh,
we have any
vielen
questions?
Dank. Das ist sehr nett von Ihnen. Auf Wiedersehen.
So he said, oh, that's so kind of you because I told him to keep the change. And that's it. That's the end of our skit. Sure, I'll pause, no problem, before I go on to the next one. Anybody have any questions? Any suggestions? Any reaction?
I think it's great.
Why, thank you.
Nice.
This is
I'm
really
looking forward to being a beta tester.
Awesome. Yeah, save that email then, because I can't wait to have you in the program and have you use your language and hear your suggestions about what could be better or what didn't work for you, or if you took it traveling and it worked brilliantly for you. That would be great. I would just welcome the feedback. So we are also building skits. So if you have further needs or ideas, these are really fun to come up with.
Guten Abend. Schöner Tag zum Reisen, nicht? Wohin geht die Reise?
So this is not one I had planned to, I accidentally clicked on that, but as you can see, we've got a variety of modalities there. On the right-hand side, we use maps, we use metro maps when you're taking the subway. We've got a whole bunch of plans for what you can use as a skit or scenario to talk to the AI about. And as I said before, of course, you can do your own thing. You don't have to use these. These
Guten
are
Abend. Schöner Tag zum Reisen, nicht? Wohin geht die Reise?
These are, we can explore them this way. These are just the start. And this is actually the only item in the app that is gated. Why? Because as you go further in here, it costs a little bit more to run more extensive conversations, and you will want to spend more time chatting with the AI as your skills get stronger. So that's what the credits are about. They're about just not having unlimited usage, so I don't wind up paying Google for all of your practice sessions. That's all. There's just a little bit of gating that goes on as you get to intermediate and advanced levels. And the beta people get infinite credits. I'm happy to give you all the credits you want, and you can use all of the conversations. You can use every bit of the app for free. And if you tweet about your experience or you share your experience with others and they sign up, I want to give you free access for the whole year. So you can influence the trajectory, you can request new languages. I really want to be open and generous with this. This is just to get it going, to get it off the ground and get a community of people who are benefiting from it. So if there are any other questions, I'm happy to take them. Otherwise, I want to show you one more thing.
Lisa, I do have one tiny question.
Yes.
What is going to be your like strategic model for like regular users, like in the future?
Regular users? So what's different about a regular user in your mind? I'm not
I mean,
sure
like the paid, the paid subscription, like how to make sure the credit usage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. So that's great. And if you go back to the home page, not now, but later, LingoWise.ai, you'll see that the plans allow increasing amount of credits, so more time with the AI to speak, but they also allow access to different things. So like I said before, advanced conversational experiences will be limited to the higher tier, the pro user. Intermediate will be for the intermediate subscriptions, and beginners will just stick with green ones, beginner. And if they really like it, they can move up. It's just $5 a month versus $10 a month. It's not a huge subscription, and you can pause at any time. Keep your cards, keep everything saved on Firebase, and come back to a paid subscription when you want, maybe before your next trip, when you're ready. So it doesn't continue in perpetuity, just draining your bank account. You can pause it. The second thing I want to say about that was the mobile app. That will be a login experience only. So you'll not only log in, but you'll have to be connected to Firebase and on one of the paid subscriptions so that your data comes in. But if you're starting out on your laptop and you're happy with the beginner level skits and you're not a beta customer, that's what you can do. And you can build up your packs and your cards, and you can fill up your browser database, and no problem. It'll hold thousands of cards, no problem. So you won't have any limitations, and you can enjoy it.
One word. That's amazing. Please, you pull it all together.
Why, thank you. Thank you for the question. I'm glad for that, because it is kind of buried in the detail of that homepage. But I think this is going to be fun for you to try. And I would love to show you in the news, not to show off a longer demo, but to show you how it flows when you really speak a language and how the AI works with external sources and Lingo Clip. So are there any other questions before I move on? Anything else? I think you're holding your breath and want to see the bigger demo. Because the first demo, to be fair, was transactional. And to be fair, if you walked up to a market vendor in France and all you could say was les carottes, s'il vous plaît, they would fill in the conversation for you and help you, and hand gestures would work, and you'd get carrots, even though you don't speak fluidly or fluent French. Same thing here. And I'll let you discover these things for yourself, but there's more than meets the eye. If you throw in an English word, just do anything you have to. Don't get stuck. And the AI will supply what you missed. And he will encourage you to fill in the missing words. So I look forward to your playing with this and see what you invent, what you come up with. I'm going to jump over to in the news now, because I've bigged it up enough. And
Guten Abend. Suchen Sie sich einen Artikel aus der Liste aus. Vielleicht finden Sie etwas Spannendes.
I do feel like he's a bit fast, even though he's at 1.0 or normal speed. I'm going to slow this down just a little because I'm in a demo. And he said, and we'll mouse over so you can see what he said. Good evening. Please choose an article from the list. Perhaps you will find something interesting. So this is a bigger skit. And what we've got here are RSS feeds from German sources like Der Spiegel. And we can look at economy. I'm going to go to sport right now because you recognize that in English. And we have the Olympics on, right? So I think I'm going to go to, let's see what the headlines are here. Let's just pick this one. I'm not even sure what it says. Let's bring it in. This is totally on the fly. AI is now summarizing the article, so it's reading it for us. And let's see.
Guten Abend. Hast du den Artikel über die Langläuferin Bruna Mora gelesen? Mich hat ihre Faszination für Olympia wirklich begeistert. Was denkst du, kann ihre Geschichte die viele Kritik an den Spielen versöhnen?
Wow, there's a bunch of words in here I actually don't know. Versöhnen. reconcile. Also, was ist passiert eigentlich? Well, I don't know, but let me just carry on with the demo and we'll get into the conversation once I figure out what's going on here with this article. They changed, by the way. I had teed all this up, but the articles just changed over and I have no control over that. So one of the things that's fun here is as of the 17th of February today, we are reading all the fresh news from Der Spiegel, at least the headlines. Now, I don't subscribe to Der Spiegel. So what's cool is you can get some new words just from the headlines alone, and the AI has read the article. So if I ask now what this is about, it can tell me in German what the core thing is that it just asked me about, or what the core subject of this article is. So let me just read for a second. Olympische Spiele sind ein Monstrum. What does that mean? So here's Lingo Clip in action. I will save to Lingo Clip now, and I get a translation, a monster. So the Olympic Games are a monster, gigantic, expensive, aufgebläht. I bet someone else knows what that means, but I don't. Bloated. Okay, I had a feeling. Und doch gibt es Geschichten, die mit vielen versöhnen. Okay, but however, there is a story that many can reconcile. All right, so I've saved a bunch of words that I didn't know, and I can hear them.
Versöhnen.
Versöhnen.
Aufblähen.
Aufblähen.
Das Monstrum.
Das Monstrum. Cool. So when I go back over here to LingoWise and I go back to the home page for just a moment, look, it brought those three words over and I can add them to my vocabulary just like this. I can put it into the news pack and I can go review it later. I'm going to jump back to that pack. Okay. Good evening. Did I read the article? Eigentlich. So I'll show you this last thing. Okay. Eigentlich habe ich keine Zeit gehabt, den Artikel zu lesen. Wovon sprechen? Okay, zu lesen. So I'm going to carry on here because it stopped listening. Können Sie mir sagen, kannst du mir sagen, worum es geht? Okay? Ach so, kein Problem. No problem.
Ach so, kein Problem. Der Artikel handelt von der brasilianischen Langläuferin Bruna Moura, die unbedingt an den Olympischen Spielen teilnehmen wollte. Trotz vieler Hindernisse und begrenzter Mittel hat sie es geschafft, sich zu qualifizieren. Es sei ihr gegönnt. Interessierst du dich für Sport im Allgemeinen?
Okay, so the article is about somebody who qualified for the Olympics. Actually, Langlauf cross-country skier, and she qualified, and she was granted. Yeah, I know she got in, but I don't understand why there's an article about this. Everybody has to qualify. Well, I can investigate this a little bit later. I'm afraid that I am not demoing this very well, but you can see here that
I think it was because there was a lot of...
the responses are longer, and in an advanced skit, it's just all guardrails off. We're talking about what do you think about? What do you feel about? Earlier, I was talking to the AI or Gemini about how do you feel about the fellow who was banned from doing the toboggan race because he came with a helmet with all the stickers of people that were lost in the Ukrainian war? And we had a great discussion, I promise you, about whether politics goes together with sport, like the Olympics. And you all have your own opinions, and I'm not here to talk politics, but that's exactly what I said to the AI. I don't think that politics belongs, or religion, should be mixed in with the Olympic Games. I think you are an ambassador for your country, and you're there to compete on the world stage in your sport. And that's what it should be focused on. It shouldn't be leveraged for other purposes. And we had a great discussion about that. But as you can tell, it's all hypothetical, it's all thoughts, it's much less, it's beliefs, it's less concrete, like here's a banana. So this is partly why it's more challenging. And as you can see, I'm even learning words, even though I'm fluent in German. I'm a little rusty. I haven't read German articles or newspapers since I lived there a long time ago. So I'm a little rusty. It would come back though if I practiced more every day reading these articles, and now I will. So there you have it. That's a quick demo of LingoWise, and I thank you very much for your attention. Now, let me share one last thing as I wrap it up. Again, the private beta right here. Please take a shot of this. Please send us an email with subject private beta, and you're in. That's all you have to do, I promise. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you. Gotta go see you now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Merci.
De rien du tout. Merci à vous tous.
Yeah, but I have to say, this is so much better than practicing with real French people, because they'd rather just speak English. They're like, don't butcher our language. So it's really actually hard to learn.
That is a very good point, Philippa. I've had that same experience in France, yes, and Germany.
Because I read really well in multiple languages. Give me script and I can read it. I do not speak. My speaking is horrible because it has to be horrible before it's better. But I don't have people to practice with.
That's very important thing. Like you need, you can find like on Meetup or something to like a club maybe.
I'd be happy. Yeah. One of the things that I thought maybe you would object to is the staccato back and forth with the input box. The truth is that right after I developed this, like just 2 weeks ago, if that, Gemini Live came out, where there's an open session and you're streaming back and forth, and it can hear when you've stopped speaking and when it's time for it to speak. But on reflection, it's harder for a beginner to intermediate to use that system because it never stops. You have to be fluent in order for that to flow. This is good because you can pause, you can throw in an English word you can't think of. Having the input box is still useful for a vast majority of people, I think.
I love it. I love it. And actually, I do so much work now in India, and I keep getting invited out there like, you need to learn Hindi. I'm like, okay, where do I start?
So you need to send me an email asking for Hindi, and we need, to prioritize the next languages. It's well architected underneath, not all me, some Gemini, some Claude Code, but I have architected this in such a way that we have kind of a routine to add new languages. So it's not a Herculean effort. We can roll out new languages fairly quickly, but I was reticent to do that for 2 reasons. One, I really wanted to know what the AI was saying, and I do speak most of the languages, everything but Dutch. I have 6 thus far: Dutch, English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian. So I count 6 because not English, that doesn't count. Right now, this is for English speakers trying to speak one of those 6 languages. I need people to vet the Dutch. Dutch sounds great, but I have no idea what the quality is with the AI. I too can read better than I speak Italian, French, the Romance languages. So I need people to make sure that Gemini is giving us quality output and the conversations are flowing properly, the app is working properly. And then I'm going to need native speakers per language. So if you want to learn Hindi, that's great. I need somebody who's going to use it in Hindi to do some testing and make sure that it's performing. And also, I have to do much more work because I would want to provide a transcription or a pronunciation guide because I can't read Hindi. I can't read anything but the Western alphabet. So before I got into exotic alphabets like Arabic and so on, there are certain coding limitations in the direction of flow and layout considerations that I wanted to roll this out in languages that read from left to right and were less of a leap, if you see what I mean. I mean, I'd be more comfortable going with Polish next because we have accents, but we can still read the letters, if you see what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. There's a whole different thing. That is exciting. I'm so excited for you.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to have you. I just want you to use it. I want you to use it and let me know. I think Olga wants to say something.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. So I'm a linguist by in my background, and I taught a few languages when I was doing my PhD. So there's a couple of useful things that your app already has the speed control, which I love it. And we study a lot of accents as well, like dialects, right? So that would be a great direction. Like I would love to see it happen, or if you need like any collaboration or like any consultation, I would love to, like, because regional dialects, you know, like all the things, a social aspect, like, hey, somebody said it this way because it's you know, street lingo, right, versus not.
Yes.
So those things will be like a future direction, obviously, for you too, because there's it's so much, like so many opportunities. And the last thing is I don't know how much, I know the it's already like based a credit based system per like characters, I understand, or tokens, right? But when you start incorporating images, right? So would it become like more expensive, you think, like for you as a developer to incorporate, right?
That's a great comment. So for example, going forward, somebody asked about future plans. I put in the picture cards. You might have noticed that fruits and vegetables had some pictures in there. And that's a lot of work actually at scale. So, but it's not impossible. I mean, it's easy to give somebody an input box, you drag your image here, but then we have more storage costs, don't we? On so all it needs is gating, right? Just so I don't get a huge cloud bill for that. So if I were to give you the ability to make picture cards, maybe you want to use the mobile app coming out to identify objects and automatically make cards, like object recognition rather than text recognition. We can do that totally. Then you would need to be in one of the tiers, either the $5 a month or the $10 a month. And you get your cards made, and then maybe you want to throttle back down to, you know, $5 a month, or pause it, or whatever you want to do. But that's how I will handle that, the storage, the additional storage space. And all you have to do is just restrict the amount of the size of the images. You know, just don't let people make, you know, desktop wallpapers. They're just trying to put them on a card, so that will have practical dimensions to it.
Is Duolingo had the this system where you use it and you translate the sentences, kind of the community-based translation that can be, I believe it's Duolingo. So the community-based card making.
That's an interesting thing. I'll have to look at that. If you could send me community-based card making, that's interesting.
Well, that was like translation, sentence translation. Yeah. But I just thought of you with the card making. It's like people like sharing. Yes. I use it all. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, and people are expert in different things. So let's say you want to go sailing off the coast of France. I'm just making it up. And you joined a sailing lesson club for a week on your holiday. Maybe somebody's made a pack with all the sailing terms that you would need in French. And you can just download that pack and take it on the plane. That'd be fun.
It made me think about Quizlet, because I use it all the time. And they have that share system, unless it's private, right? You can actually reshare, repurpose somebody's cards.
Wow, great idea. I have something like that in mind, and it's written down in plans, but I can't reveal them right now. But just know that this is the ground floor. I just built this thing, guys, over the Christmas holiday. I finished it. I really dug in after I got home from the Web AI Summit in October. I dug in November and December. It accelerated, and I just released it toward the holiday period. And you're one of the first groups to see it ever. I haven't blogged about it. I've wanted the beta testers because I don't want to embarrass myself. If I go to somebody at Google and start to show this and, hey, it's all built on Firebase and Gemini and everything, I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm probably not the world's best developer. So I want to make sure that everything works. We've tested all we can locally, family and so on. But it's now time for you to take a look and bump into bugs and send me stuff. And then I'll feel more confident broadcasting wider. and further developing.
That's amazing. Liz, I know it's been a while since we connected.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love this idea of what you have done right now. And when I speak to my neighbors, the most important thing is like they need a companion. Even though like we try to speak in our language. I know Hindi very well, but she doesn't know. And for her, even the written communication is harder for her to understand than the speaking level and those all things. So I think this is a really great idea, and I'm happy to collaborate and see if I can, involve in any way.
I've already made a mental note. You're on the hook now. Thank you for that. Because we needed a Hindi speaker a few moments ago. And now we have one. So this is the power of WTM. I just love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had like conflict, so I had to join late. So I didn't understand in the start, but later the talking, like the speak of you and Olga and Philippa, I understood what it really was. So I was like ready to make some comments. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Happy to join.
Great. Just send me a beta email. You have a DM access to me because we're connected on LinkedIn, but I'm putting in the chat one more time the URL. It's about connecting with me and getting into the beta program. So
okay, definitely.
that gives you free access to everything, all the skits, everything.
Oh, great.
Thank you so much, Liz. We have 5 minutes left. Alexis, I don't know if you want to say anything before we end, but Liz, I love it. I love it. I already sent the email. I can't wait to get started. I'm quite sure to be hearing from you more.
I'm so glad. And I'm going to stop talking. I just wanted to invite anybody, if you have a developer event or an event, let's just say a technology event, and you would like me to either present on web AI and what's actually possible on device, or LingoWise and what I've done with Gemini, I'd be happy to. So just wanted to put that out there. And I love the collaboration with people who are fluent in languages that I am not, and linguists and all of you. I just love this topic. This is really who I am. I've always been a technologist. That's how you know me in professional life. But I've been a German teacher in a past life, and I just love languages. I should have gotten a PhD in linguistics. I had to leave school at that point and go to work, but I absolutely love language.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Very good information, very informational.
And on another note, is there any different time other than like the 6 p.m. that we can connect, or this is mostly because most of the times it's conflicting my other meeting a lot. So I really want to join here, but I don't get a chance because I have to attend there. There is no choice for me.
I don't know. Maybe we can put out a poll to see what's a good time for everybody to meet.
Yeah, that would be great. Really helpful.
What time zone are you on?
On Eastern time zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm on Mountain Time at this time, and it's like almost 5 o'clock. So I totally understand.
Yes. Yeah. Even it's like half hour change, I would be very happy to join. Just like 6:30, it works, and I really want to attend this meeting.
Okay, cool. Definitely, we'll put that into consideration.
Thank you.
Is Alexis still on there, or did she drop off? I can't tell who's on, who's off.
She's here.
Well, she lost sound. Okay, cool. No worries. Thank you, everyone. Oh, we want to know who wants to host. Who wants to host next month, March? Contact Alexis or myself, and we can get that going for sure. Do we have any volunteers right now on the phone? Philippa, I know you always have something going. Even Monica, even with your new application that you built.
Oh, and I at some point I would love to. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready even for a rough draft demo. But no, thank you for the opportunity, and I will definitely do that. It'll make me go a little bit faster on getting moving from slide deck to more of a professional look.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I was gonna say I'll chime in, but let me yield to Chioma.
You're looking for a volunteer, so I just raise my hand for that.
Yeah, you can be a host. You can be you have a new product you want to talk about, or just want to talk about a topic, and we can all talk about it. Whatever you guys want. This is our forum to kind of figure it out and what we want to do.
Yeah, I can do next one. That's what I was saying. I'm just raising my hand to indicate.
Okay, great.
And I was gonna say I have a topic if it's interesting. I just ran in my Microsoft because I'm doing the Microsoft thing now. One of my student colleagues, he just created something that I absolutely adore. It's called LinkedIn Rank, and it is free and it's in theory safe. And you just download your PDF and then you upload your PDF to the site, and it basically gives you an evaluation and tips for how to improve it, and then the prompt to bring it into AI to complete. And I completely redesigned my LinkedIn as through it, and it's really good. And I think because we all know each other, we can endorse each other for skills. We can recommend each other. I'd love to have like a little LinkedIn workshop where we can all sort of do LinkedIn better. And this is a really great
amazing
free tool that I'll drop in the chat right now. Check it out. And there's actually things I need to do better. For example, as you know, I'm a career switcher. And so I have like so many recommendations for film, television, production. Has nothing to do with my future. And so it really called me out on the fact that like I listed my jobs, but I didn't treat it like a resume, or actually put in like, what did I do at that job and what skills, and making sure you go back to your old jobs and that the skills you have listed there represent your future, not your past.
Yes, I like it. I like it. Definitely.
So he gives you all of that. I'm just going to pop in the chat, and then yeah, I'd love to do a session on that as well. So just figuring out, Chioma, if you want to take March, maybe I take April, however we want to do that.
I'll do it. I'll do March. Now, March is fine. I have five crafts is going on in April. So I want to be focused on my International Women's Day event for STEAM Divas. But what I'm going to be showing is actually tied to my engineering company. I built a little an audit machine that is supposed to help with the audits for what we do, with helping robotics and advanced electronics company to scale up from prototype to production. And so the audit is our first step through the process. And I just built a simple system that allows us to build a report, and then using that report to be able to print for whoever, for our clients. And so it's just a very easy to use process, but it has some programming calculations within that we typically use, like in manufacturing settings, for calculating risk and things like that. I can show it here and then get you guys feedback on what you think we will need to add in addition to that to help improve the machine, the engine.
Sounds amazing. Definitely. Let's do that let's do that next month.
Okay, I'll send an email.
Okay, cool.
So you just keep track of it. All right.
Well, I don't know. Well, next month or March or April, we'll figure out which ones you guys want to do.
I would prefer March because April I have the Steam Diva stuff. So if you want to pick up April, that would be awesome.
I am happy to pick up April. If you can give me the exact date and time, I know we said we might move it a bit, but if you gave me the current standing date and time, I'll put it in my calendar for April.
Yeah, I think it's always the third Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
Or we try to make it every third Tuesday of the month.